Welcome to the ADHD Mind, a space for ADHD, creativity, and personal development. How to enjoy reading books when you have ADHD. I've always loved to learn new things every day to satisfy my brain's need for constant stimulations, and reading books is undoubtedly one of the best ways to explore any topics of your interest and deepen your knowledge in that area. But wanting to learn new things and actually following through with it are two totally different things for many of us with ADHD, including myself. I don't know about you, but I can't even keep track of how many times I got so excited when just getting a new book to read, only to find that halfway in, or most of the times, only after a few pages, I already lost interest in the book. It just kept happening again and again, no matter which topics I chose. I got so frustrated with myself because deep down, I truly want to adopt this habit of reading for entertainment as well as learning at the same time, but I just can't seem to make myself stick with it, no matter how hard I tried. But then I realized that I've been doing it all wrong, even though that's how most people read books, but it doesn't work for me. Something has to change, or otherwise, I might as well just give up on reading altogether, which I don't want to. If I can't read a book the same way that other people do, somehow I make the assumption, that's not how I'm supposed to read a book. If I'm skipping pages and paragraphs, I might as well just quit. It's not for me. There's this pressure I have imposed upon myself to read a certain number of books in a week or a month. It's like there's a constant metric to be met. It's not fun anymore. It has become an obligation, not something I'm looking forward to. And that has made me realize the most important thing about reading books is, it's not about how many books you have read in a week, a month, or a year. It's more about how a book has changed your life. I now would totally be happy and satisfied even if I only managed to finish one book for the whole year, if that book has made a great impact in my life. If you have ADHD, you know how overwhelming it is to finish reading the whole book from cover to cover. So how could I do this the easy way that works for me? I would now rely on all external resources to help me get an overall idea of what a chapter of the book is about. It can be done through looking for a YouTube video on that book, maybe a book summary video, a video where the author talks about his book, any videos related to that book, and write down the main ideas from these videos. Book summaries app like Blinkist. Google search for articles, blog posts, reviews on the book. At least now I get a rough idea of what the book is about even before going through it in depth. I then would skim through each chapter and see which one I resonate with the most and start reading those ones first. If I decide that I'm still interested in figuring out the rest of the book, I will spend more time later on reading each chapter in depth at my own pace. If I've got all I need from a few chapters I've read and no interest in the rest of the book, I would just move on to the next one. I took what I could learn from the book, and now the rest is just extra details I don't need. If halfway in, I realize that I've lost my interest in the book, no big deal. I put it back in my bookshelf and try picking it up again when I feel the excitement in the future. It may be a couple of weeks, months, or even years, and that's okay. I have books that I purchased a few years back and suddenly feeling inspired to pick them up and read again after all those years, and sometimes I could finish them in a couple of days. I guess it really depends on a certain stage or period of life when you could most relate to the book. It may not be the right moment this time, but don't beat yourself up over it. Try it again later. I go through phases where I could finish a couple of books in a month, but then went through months and months not wanting to open any books at all, sometimes even a year, and that's totally fine. You will pick it up again when your interests return. Your books will always be there waiting for you. So stop trying to put any kind of pressure on yourself to read as many books as you can in a given time, unless it is for your school projects or assignments. Then there are workarounds I've mentioned above. Otherwise, just let your interests and feelings guide you towards reading. Make it something you look forward to doing, not some tedious task you must do. Feel free to check out my other video for more tips on reading with ADHD, where I went through more detailed steps by steps on how to do that. Thanks so much for watching.